What's good, future millionaires? We back with another banger, man. So we got our first look at the South by Southwest 2023 Shib the Metaverse panel. So this is from the official Shiba Inu Twitter page. Let me scroll so y'all can see this. Let me adjust it. Y'all can see it's from the official Shib token page. It says, the ready, set Metaverse was full of woof. The panel explored the incredible opportunities for Shib the Metaverse as immersive technology enhances the ability for Shiba to build a Metaverse that has a sustainable community. Tagged Marcy, the third floor, and Scotia. Shout out to Scotia, man. We got South by Southwest 2023 panel. Let's take a listen and see. Okay, it's too big. Let's just play it like this.
I was actually finishing the movie to the original effect, so it's really bookending the beginning of movie making to the delivery of movie making. Got involved with a guy named Ted Galliano, Ted Shibowitz, who were really pioneering what VR looked like for feature films and movies and high-end IP, and how could you take traditional storytelling using new game engine technology and put it together to create really wonderful stories in VR. And then I got a call about a year ago. I have to be honest, I was not really on board with the whole metaverse idea. I didn't think that it made a lot of sense to me. And I was asked to speak at a panel about a year ago about the metaverse. And I didn't really want to take it because I didn't know what to say. And one day I had an epiphany about what a metaverse really should be and could be. And that was, if you had a backing of a community where people actually wanted to go to, where there were actual eyeballs, because our biggest problem in VR was there weren't enough eyeballs looking at this content, so no brands really cared about building the experiences. So I took that and I threw it over to Metaverse, I said, well, if you had a community that actually cared about Metaverse, that actually wanted to be in this world, then maybe that's the there. Maybe you could build a Metaverse specifically for a group of people who want to have a place to interact, socialize, and monetize. And so when the Shiba Inu proposition came up, my thesis sort of basically just made it happen, because all of a sudden I had this entire army of people who wanted a metaverse and who were rallying behind the metaverse. So at that point, it made much more sense to me.
Okay, so we got a little sneak peek there on what I believe that's Marcy had to say about Shib the Metaverse. So she basically summarizing it. You know, she has experience in the movie industries. Someone reached out to her, you know, and she specializes, I guess, in the VR category. Someone, I'm not sure, from the Shib team reached out to her to speak about it. But, you know, she was basically unsure about it. But when she seen the power of the Shib army, that kind of, you know, made some light bulbs go off in her head where she could figure out how this could be, you know, something special. So shout out to Marcy. Claybro funny over here. Claybro don't hold nothing back. If it's something he don't like, you know, if it's something, you know, we mentioned it too, but bro is really he really puts feet to the fire when it comes to certain things though. Shout out to Claybro, man. I guess he put this, you know, kind of like, I don't know which emoji you would call this. Somebody drop in the comment section, which emoji is this? Which emoji would you call this right here? I don't know. I'm gonna have to go check it out. But shout out to Clay. We got people saying woof. People dropping gifts. Together we are stronger. Shib Army. Lucky to have you, Marcy. Wish to see the entire video. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see that entire video. Huge buying coming in. Shiba Inu may reach 1 billion in volume. Stay tuned tomorrow. We are all Ryoshi. Should I tag BitBoy in every Shib Army post and update just because of the FUD? We should all do it, honestly. Someone else says, Ryoshi, the Shiba Inu creator, started his journey. Don't expect anything better to avoid. Let's go to the moon. Ready to pump. Traffic trader. Wake up in 2 hours. Pack your bags. So let's see what individuals are saying in the Shib Reddit community. So this is usually the most active, Shiba Inu engaged members inside of here. Also, if we take a look here, we can see something special. We got 3,100 people online right now when it comes to Shiba Inu. Last we checked, this number was at 2,500, and even before that, we were struggling to have 1,000 members online. So more members online showing that there's more interest in Shiba Inu currently, and usually this is a leading indication that things are going to start to pick up. So me, who knows is going to get worse next few weeks. Thanks Silicon Valley Bank. Keep that in mind. That Silicon Valley Bank crashing, being shut down by the FDIC, that was really major for the crypto space. We took a big hit. So burn rate up 25%. Shib, the Metaverse, is not a meme, it's a movement. Someone dropped the South by Southwest swag. Bag looks pretty dope. Someone says pump it. Someone says, if these transactions fees are real, it will change the world and crash the internet. Everyone would work through Shibarium, whether it's a small corner shop or a big company. We are all part of the very big thing. So transaction fee showing 0.000002 one bone. Let's see what that price would be. So 4 zeros and a 2. So that would essentially be not even 1 cent. That would literally be a fraction of a cent. So fees are really low. I like that, whoever that was that pointed that out right there. Volume seems to be really picking up since the Shibarium launch. Someone says, wow, huge relief. Circle, release own decentralized swap facility, fixing USD coin at $1, USDT backed by 1.4 billion liquidity. Tron DAO said to be a major provider of liquidity. As Justin Sun reiterates, USD coin is not going anywhere. Someone else says, brother, another gift from the FUD guys. Let's take advantage. So I see we're going down pretty hard thanks to the bank that went out of business. It's another opportunity for us to keep going in at a decent discount. I'm only putting literal pocket change into every day, 6 days, and occasionally buying a bit from my pocket, but I have accumulated over 100 million. It's a small dream that may never happen, but I feel like one day something small will happen that will go crazy parabolic. I don't know when, but I want to be prepared. So that's the right way of thinking about it, not going overboard, dollar cost averaging over time, and just having that long-term focus. Someone says halfway there, 4 zeros on the right and 4 zeros on the left. Why so much FUD here? Like everywhere, just massive FUD campaign against Shib, Twitter, and Discord. Why the fear with Silicon Valley Bank? So let's Google them real quick, see what's going on with Silicon Valley Bank if you're unfamiliar. FDIC is prepared to operate Silicon Valley Bank, Treasury officials tells lawmakers. We're only beginning to see the impact of Silicon Valley Bank's implosion. Regulators unveil plan to assure depositors will get money after SVB collapse. So let's take a look at this. What's next? What's next, Silicon Valley Bank, and how can the U.S. prevent more chaos? So let's go over this article real quick before we get out of here. Silicon Valley Bank failed in rapid, stunning fashion Friday. This week, the tech and banking sector are growing skittish about the next shoe to drop. What took place Friday was an old-fashioned bank run. Customers yanked $42 billion from Silicon Valley Bank Thursday, leaving the bank with $1 million in negative cash balance. The company said in a regulatory filing, in other words, the bank owed more to customers than it had on hand. SVB and federal regulators scrambled but couldn't raise enough capital to make up the difference, and the bank was declared insolvent Friday. The FDIC took control of the bank and said it would pay customers their insured deposits on Monday, but there's a catch. The FDIC covers just $250,000 in customer deposits. As of the end of last year, Silicon Valley Bank said it had $151 billion in uninsured deposits, $137.6 billion of which was held by American customers. Sheesh. So the majority of the money that customers had in there, they will not be seeing, or they will only receive a small fraction of it. Although customers could collect some of their uninsured deposit as the government unwinds and liquidates the bank's assets to pay them, it's not clear that the companies invested with the bank will recover all or close to all the cash they have stored at SVB. Now imagine all the different companies that does have funds, with this bank, and they won't be able to get their funds out. That's going to jeopardize every single business. We could see a much bigger ripple effect with this, depending on which companies are, in connection. So comparison to 2008, enhanced U.S. regulations following the 2008 financial crisis led the biggest, most systemically significant banks to shore up their emergency reserves to withstand storms like the current condition. That means the global banking system is not in danger of collapsing like it was a decade and a half ago. The banking system overall is more resilient. It has a better foundation than before in 2008 financial crisis. White House Office Management and Budget Director Shalonda Young told CNN's Caitlin Collins on the State of the Union that's largely due to the reforms put in place. Some of SVB problems were unique to the bank. It provided financing for almost half of U.S. venture-backed technology and healthcare companies, so it had nearly all its eggs in one basket. Most banks are better diversified than that, but not all. Wall Street investors sent smaller bank stocks sinking sharply over the last few days. So basically giving you an idea of, what's happening right now. Let's go to what the bailout might look like. So calls for a bailout have grown over the weekend from SVB to Wall Street. Those calls may go unanswered. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has been in touch with the financial regulators all weekend and working with them diligently following the collapse of SVB, Young told. But Yellen pushed back on a bank bailout in an interview with CBS Sunday. She says, "Let me be clear that during the financial crisis, there were investors and owners of systemic large banks that were bailed out. And the reforms that have been put in place means that we're not going to do that again." Yellen told CBS, "But we are concerned about depositors and are focused on trying to meet their needs." However, Yellen suggested that the government may try to do something to shore up companies that had large uninsured deposits with SVB. We're well aware that many startup firms have deposits and venture capital firms have deposits at this bank that have been affected by this failure, Yellen said. So this is something we're working to try to resolve. So they may, it's very interesting, this situation that we're in. I'm wondering, will they, provide some type of backing, in return for a percentage of, the government owning some of these companies. It can be really tricky because, the FDIC only insures up to $250,000. Let's say a lot of these, tech companies or venture capitalist companies, they have millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, invested into some of these banks or stored at some of these banks. So $250,000 is like a drop of water in the ocean compared to what they really have in there. So yeah, this is gonna be shaky, y'all. Pay attention to what companies are invested in Silicon Valley Bank, and also remember that there's a few other banks as well on the ropes right now. So shaky times, but if you're prepared to hold, this is just the opportunity to take advantage of the discount in the market. But that's all we got for this video. Appreciate y'all for pulling up.